Alright guys, this is going to be the second video on this apocalyptic situation concerning future events. The near future, in my opinion. I believe that this stuff is in the near future. I think that this events, I think that the early events are man-made. I think that man caused some of the events in the Bible concerning like earthquakes and other things. They started some of this stuff themselves, I believe. Okay, this is just an idea, theory. Okay, so it's not a conspiracy theory. Definitely there's a conspiracy going on in the world against mankind. That is a definitely true statement. However, these are just good guesses about how some of these things are coming about. This is just a hypothesis, right? So about how some of these things get started, and then of course God unleashes his wrath, in the second half of the tribulation, because the real hardcore heavy duty stuff, like 200-pound ice balls falling from the sky, that doesn't happen until the second half, right? When the Antichrist has rose to power and he has revealed himself and all that 3.5 years in, that's when the fun happens. It's not really fun, but you get what I'm saying, right? So that's when everything really starts to go crazy with the, with all of the cataclysms and everything, cataclysmic events and stuff that's unleashed. So, but early on, for instance, right now, right, I was talking about at the end of the last video about how dark it got in this past eclipse. And the thing is that the past several eclipses, they have been firing rockets up into the atmosphere. Who knows how far out, right? Who knows how far out, that supposedly to collect scientific data, right? We don't really know what they're doing because they don't tell us. They like to do all kinds of things to affect mankind, so that behind the scenes, so that we don't put a stop to it, right? Because if everybody knew some of the things that are going on in this world right now that were just out in the open, there would be chaos. I mean, there would be definitely a worldwide revolution immediately. It wouldn't even be like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. I mean, everybody would see it. It wouldn't be hidden whatsoever. So over here I've got a few notes, but I got the rockets written down over there. So what's to say that they're not actually trying to throw the moon out of its normal orbit? We got Gates, Billy Boy, talking about how he wants to, darken black out the sun or whatever, right? This is something I heard. I mean, that guy is a clown. I mean, that guy is totally bought by the devil, Bill Gates. I mean, he is a first-rate clown. He was probably told a lie by Satan that he would be given something in return for helping to do these certain things in the world. That's very likely, because now he has money, he has some sway, obviously, in the world because of his money and his connections. Totally nefarious. The guy's evil. You know, and I don't care if he watches this video. You're evil, man. You're evil. And you know what? You're going to pay for that. So, not now, but later. You'll pay later. So, we are talking about this situation with the moon and these rockets. What are they doing with the rockets? Are they really collecting data? I don't think so. I think they're trying to do something with the trajectory of the moon going around the Earth. They're trying to change the orbit somehow. And initially, I thought, well, you know, this is me thinking in a positive manner, right? That they're trying to change the trajectory of the moon because it's falling. Right, it's getting closer to the Earth because they want to save mankind. But then the other side of the coin is that, you know, seeing everything in the world right now, I think they want to wipe everybody out, or at least most people. And then all of these WEF clowns, including Gates and Soros and all. Soros probably won't even be alive. He'll be in hell. But all of those people will be like, well, we'll wipe everybody out and then we'll start new. You know, we got all these seed banks that we've been saving seeds and everything. We'll wipe everything out and then we'll start new. You know, like that is like the epitome of Satan right there. Making people think that they can recreate the earth, a new Genesis, right? Outside of what God created. That's the epitome of Satan right there. That right there, that's like the top, right? Making those clowns think that they can restart the earth, and it will be their own little paradise on earth, blah, blah, blah. I mean, yeah, I mean, you got to be drinking a special kind of Kool-Aid to be that deceived. So, yeah, guys, I really think that there is something to the moon. It's a high possibility that it's getting closer to the earth. And that doesn't even bring into play this planet X, right? So you got planet X, right, out there somewhere. Some people have reported seeing double moons in the sky. And I actually remember back in the 80s when the astrophysicist type community, the cosmologists and all that, everybody to do with the JPL and McDonnell Douglas and NASA and all that, they were all talking about this planet X back in the early 80s, okay? That it was out there and it was heading our way, okay? And then that got swept under the rug, and then people didn't talk about it anymore. But if you dig deep enough, you will find stuff about that, okay? You will find stuff about that if you dig. But I think that there's something to this. I think that there have been hiding these things from us, obviously on purpose. You know, I think that we will see more tidal waves, big ones. I think that we will see tsunamis. We will see more giant tsunamis, and they will be all over the place. They won't just be in one little area. It won't be just Japan. It won't be just Indonesia and places like that. It will be everywhere. I don't even really feel safe where I am, and I'm inland a good ways with mountains around me. You know, kind of like walls, right? Sea walls, right? That's what I'm thinking. So, but Yeah, I think that a tsunami could, if it's big enough, it could definitely pose a problem, even for me up here in the mountains. Um, but I think that this thing, I think that this situation with this moon, and then you got all of these people that have billions of dollars. They've got bunkers. You know, they're either building bunkers, or they already have bunkers, or they have a bunker on an island somewhere. You know, I mean, they all got something going on. They all got something going on. Some little hole that they can run into and close the hatch, you know, because they've got something planned. And of course, they're not letting us in on it because we are the ones that are supposed to, you know, get wiped out, right? So, but first, the revolt. The revolt has to happen first. And that is in 2 Thessalonians 2. The revolt. My Bible's older than King James Version, so if you want to see the word revolt in there, you got to get an older Bible, older than King James. And then once a revolt happens, then the rapture of the church for all Christian believers. And when the rapture happens, that means that all of the believers go up. They go home to be with the Father, and then that's when the Antichrist really shows himself, reveals himself. So, you know, everybody talks about UFOs. I believe that UFOs are vehicles for demonic entities. Definitely. That's what I believe. They are vehicles for demonic entities. Demonic entities do not need a physical vehicle. They're spirits. But they need props to deceive humankind. Okay? So that's what we're looking at with those. And it clicked in my head about the whole prop situation with UFOs when I read the book by Whitley Strieber where he was abducted, okay? He was abducted and he was shown these drawers where they had bodies without any life in them, ready for when the body that the current spirit was in, the alien, right, was too old and it was going to die, and that spirit moved into a new body. So they had new bodies already grown, right? So that's all I can say about that is, you know, grown, that's what I'm thinking, right? They grow them, they make them from genetic material that they probably stole from humans, and so they inhabit those bodies, they possess those bodies, and then, you know, they have something, oh, hey, we're aliens, hi, we're your friends, right? But they're really like demonic spirits inside of bodies that they created, lifeless forms that they go into. That's what happens when when a human gets possessed. The demon goes into the person and possesses the body because you know, they have to let them, basically, because they have a loss of will or something like that, right? So they end up getting in there, and then they take over. They take over just like, you know, playing a video game with a meat machine. Alright, guys. Think about it. Send me an email if you have a comment, what have you. Have a good day.